Life is always going to surprise you with unforeseen challenges. In the midst of these challenges, you're either completely present, tackling them head on, or you're just waiting for an imaginary future that'll never come. Every moment of your life is either a test or a celebration. And this week, our test came in the form of getting completely sick and wiping out our mental and physical performance. But with the help of performance-enhancing mushrooms, one of NA's best radiant coaches, both optimal sleep, as well as a completely revamped carnivore diet, do you really think that sickness is going to stop us from having a week of progression? Just in case this is the first time checking out the Zasko channel, I upload a weekly video documenting my progression to becoming a real-life Radiant. This week, I'm implementing my favorite thing of all time, mushrooms, alright? We're introducing lion's mane. This mushroom is absolutely meta when it comes to just increasing your cognitive ability. You take it and your brain fog goes away. Now, just because of how powerful this mushroom is, I had to handicap myself by getting sick with some sort of common cold. I've still got plenty of energy though, so I just get stuck into my coaching session with Dopai.
I'm so sick. I'm so like nasally.
Just in case you're new here, Dopai is like the master Shifu of the Zasko channel, alright? Every single Wednesday at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, I hop onto a call and we VOD review and see our week's progression, and he shares his wisdom, alright? His radiant wisdom. I'd love to call him Master Dopai, but I'm scared he'll never speak to me again, alright? So I'm not going there yet.
We do end up killing this C-Link player. Okay, he's kind of in the corner we don't expect. Nice shot. What I want to say though is we talked about being very methodical with our angle clears. I just don't like that we didn't clear this killjoy when this is a pretty common pattern that there is going to be a player here, and we should at least be thorough on this guy.
We're still just not thorough enough. This is the first instance in this coaching session where we're just playing the game too fast. If I slow down, process what's going on, and process where the enemies could be, I can clear them properly and I won't get caught off guard nearly as much.
Okay, so pause. We already talked about the arena space. We're pushing past the arena space here because you think you have a timing. For the sake of what we were working on, it kind of feels like a bad play.
Even while I was walking up, I was like, no, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw that happen 3 times this game so far. If I were to put it into a trait and summarize it into one word, I think we just need more patience. So attack looks better, but I'm gonna be honest, there's definitely still some over pushing problems.
Now, considering how much Master Dopai emphasized this in previous weeks, it really shouldn't be a problem still. With this being our second instance of playing the game way too fast, it's almost as if I'm struggling to maintain composure and I'm not in control of the pace in which I play at.
Okay, you have a huge tendency to just leave your teammates. You're with your Clove here. You said fight mid, fight mid. I'm like, oh yeah, like this guy's playing with his teammate, great. Like, you get the kill and you're just like, peace out, let me reposition. You gotta double up, man. You gotta double up. You're playing the game on hard mode, bro. The other thing too is like, we didn't coordinate any early A fight at all, right? We didn't ask for the one way, we didn't ask for the haunt. We kind of just put ourselves into elbow. Actually, here, I have an example for you. A-main control, I have boombot, I have nade, we have the blind, we're one way, boom. A-main's ours, okay? Your Deluxe AFK on site. We're not playing with him, and you don't even have any, like not a single piece of util to win these fights. It's literally just they run at you and you hopefully kill them.
One of the biggest takeaways, the team's util is also my util. I just don't have the buttons to use them. I need to be looking at the map, looking at my team, looking at the things that they have to use, and then communicating to use them in a way that can help us reach our goal. Now, I don't have time to find the part where we spoke about it. However, Dopai did say that on defense, we should be playing 80% fast rotate positions and then 20% those gamble positions where you pray that they come to your side. Previously, I was just doing that all the time. I never played fast rotate. However, one thing we will be doing this week is just playing as much fast rotate as possible. Now, as per usual, straight after our coaching session, I barely make it to work on time, buy my mackerel fish, and then come home and cook myself a barbecue. However, I'm changing everything. Let me give you some context, alright? Now, for a long while, we had the burger cheese. The downfall of this, though, was that I was cooking it on the barbecue and losing all the fat, meaning I was eating way too much protein, not enough fat, and getting protein poisoning, leading to heaps of fatigue. This diet also came in at $250 per fortnight. Our next attempt at a Radiant diet was eating the fattiest lamb chops we could find until we were satiated. This fixed my macros, stopped me from overeating, but was unfortunately ridiculously expensive. And as fatty as the lamb chops were, they weren't enough fat to put me in a 1 to 2 protein to fat ratio. This was better, especially when we started to supplement fat. However, the money, man, I was spending 500 bucks a fortnight on this. This is way too much. Anyways, now I've got the best of both worlds. With 500 grams of mince, 100 grams of butter, and 300 ml of thickened cream, we not only reach that 1:2 protein to fat ratio, it only costs $140 per fortnight. It's our least time-consuming diet so far, as well as we're still on a carnivore diet, getting unlimited energy and mental clarity. I know I say it every time I make a change, but this, trust me, this will be the meta. This is it. This is game changer. Now, a couple minutes of weighing, barbecuing, and salting some food later, we're left with a meal that doesn't give us any brain fog because we're overeating, gives us the right amount of fat, but also gives us protein to build our muscle. Since being on a carnivore, I've tried many different things, and I feel like this is just the best of all the worlds. Like, it literally aligns with everything. Next up from there, we're training our vision, as obviously that's one of the most important things when you're playing a competitive first-person shooter. And then from there, I move on to my physical warm-up. The idea being, just get blood flow going, get all the muscles warm, and get myself really G'd up to just dominate in Valorant. After smashing up some full body warm-up exercises, I really hone in on the wrists and fingers, make sure that they are in optimal shape, and then I go and wash all the dead skin off of my arm to make sure that the friction is just the way I like it. Before hopping on my computer and getting stuck into the mechanical warm-up, I whip out the creatine, alpha GPC, and iodine drops. Besides the iodine drops, which I take because I don't have iodized salt, these supplements just increase my learning speed as much as possible. Moving on to the mechanical warm-up, I always start with the ramp warm-up, which can be found in the Voltaic Discord. From there, I hop into the range and shoot about 200 targets and just get myself calibrated to the Valorant movement. And then before my comp games, I put it to the test in deathmatch. Okay, after last week's video, I actually did play a few games. I think I played these 3 here. They weren't amazing, but it's just keeping that momentum going. Instead of resetting at the end of the week, I kept the momentum going. Let's set some intentions going into this game. Main thing is just being aware of the minimap and using the minimap to just be in better tradable positions. Hey man.
You got a YouTube channel, bro. I see your YouTube.
Yeah, I think so. Now, considering one of the main things that I want to get down is checking my minimap more, every time I do check it, I'm going to put a little text on screen so you guys can see. In regards to the game we played, it was an absolute stomp, 13-4, and a great way to start our week of grind. But unfortunately, I was feeling the fatigue of not only the sickness, but the bad sleep that it was causing. I feel super sluggish. My brain just isn't working, and my nose is very runny. This is not good. Anyways, queuing into our next game, we've got a brand new concept to work on, which is playing fast rotate. I've always hated playing retake, and now that I understand that I actually shouldn't be playing as much retake as I was, defense is actually so much more fun. Just always being on the site that's being hit is a whole different way of playing Valorant. Since I was always playing stairs, every time they came A, I just took a couple shots, left my presence, and then rotated onto site. Once I was on the side that the enemy was hitting, it was just about hitting my shots, staying aware, and just trying to kill everyone. I need to be as much of a nuisance as physically possible. Now, the beauty of this position is that even if the enemy team is going C, I can just run knife out and make it just on time to contest the site push. With our defense being extremely effective, we end the half with a ridiculous lead. Going into attack though, the next thing for us to work on is our patience, slowing down, and making sure that we don't overheat. It definitely took cognitive interference to not push into that smoke, I'm not gonna lie. But regardless, we walk away with another win, and that's all that matters. I'm starting to feel my fever get worse. My head feels hot, but my whole body feels cold, so I might die soon, guys. Now, the dynamic between the lion's mane mushroom and the sickness was definitely an interesting one. My mind felt so clear, but at the same time, I just had a lack of mental energy and I wasn't able to really focus on many things at once. A prime example being the fact that I was playing my power positions and doing my role correctly. However, I had absolutely zero awareness to these footsteps running up long.
Jet, there's one
Is
long.
there one long? There's one long
Jet.
Jet. Wait, do you not have sound off?
I don't know, to be honest. But anyways, besides my brain being completely fried, my mechanics carried me through the rest of the half, and our defense side is where we can start to put our new positioning to the test.
Nothing here yet. Oh yeah, footsteps.
Once again, same as last game, every single site the enemy team tried to push, we were already there. Once again, proving itself to be an extremely overpowered way of playing. I've never felt worse, guys. I've never felt worse. Let's hop off. It's 2 o'clock. I got so much time. The current protocol that I'm following with the Lions main is to take 2 mil in the morning and then 2 mil at around 2 p.m. Now is also the perfect time to have our second meal. I've stuck to 3 games. I've now got all the time in the world just as we wanted. I just feel like I actually don't know what to do now. But I know that there's IRL Radiant things that we need to take care of, but it's either I don't want to do it and I just keep wanting to play Valorant and grinding Valorant, or I really don't know what to do and I'm a bit overwhelmed in that regard. No, I'll stick to it. I'll try find something to do. This definitely shows where my brain is at. Despite having the extra time now, I still felt the pull to play more Valorant. However, I keep my limit at 3 games, get stuck into a research session, and from there get stuck into 15 minutes of meditation. Today's aim training session will be about speed. Speed with accuracy. Now, as per usual, in order to optimize our learning speed and increase our mechanics as fast as possible, straight after meditation is our aim training. I felt that one of the main things holding me back on the benchmarks was my speed, so that's the one thing I'm pushing for in this session. However, of course, as I push my speed, I do need to make sure that my technique is staying proper. Just one thing real quick, over the weekend, like I said, I played Val, but I also played some aim labs and I got another 2 immortal scores. After 15 minutes of aim training and focusing on my technique, I decided to keep working on my benchmarks as I really want immortal complete. One score that I've been stuck on for ages is mini target switching, and it has been driving me insane 100%. Okay, I'm not even getting close anymore. At this point, I was already 15 minutes over our half-an-hour limit, and I probably would have gone longer. My mouse dying is my computer telling me to get off Kovacs and aim labs, so I'm gonna stop aim training. Next up, I drink my thickened cream, get my fat intake nice and high. I am hopping back on Valorant. Not to play comp, but we'll do some extracurricular training. We'll do I think it's called the Miyagi method. You just don't even shoot people, you just only focus movement. See if we can get our movement looking nice. Now, this style of drill 100% showed me the importance of good movement. The amount of time that I was able to stay alive for between every single death, just because I was strafing in ways that were unpredictable, was just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. If I had all the time in the world, this is something I would do daily. However, for now, I'll just add it in here and there. I'm slowly descending into madness. All I'm gonna do is just spam swift play and just stare at the minimap and just like find opportunities to stare at the minimap. What if I mute my sound and I can't hear footsteps? Then it'll encourage me to check the minimap because I just don't know what's going on. I'm gonna say checked every time I check it. Checked. 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 Where did I even die from? Checked. Checking. Sage, CT. Checking. Yeah. Swinging here. Okay, not bad. Bad. Very bad. I felt terrible. My illness was just really taking over and my willpower was absolutely plummeting. We start our wind down routine. However, before the night ends, I swap the next day's shift for Sunday so I can actually recover and still earn some money. One thing that I am still proud of is that no matter what, I have not budged on the sleep. Regardless of being sick, regardless of being tired, regardless of having to get a video out, 8 o'clock bedtime, 5 o'clock wake up every night. Now that I'm reunited with the beautiful effects of Lion's Mane, I'm probably never going to go another day without it again. And despite feeling super weak at this point, I decided, you know what, let's just get ourselves to the gym and try our best to keep building that muscle. Now that we have our Whoop band tracking all of our stress, fitness, sleep and whatnot, we're actually able to get some pretty detailed statistics about how hard we've actually gone at the gym. Not only that, but the accountability has really pushed me to go for a new personal record and making sure that if I'm hitting above 12 reps, I'm upping the weight straight away. In this case, pushing for 37.5 kilos on our bench press. Today, I only decided to do 2 exercises, however, they will set the standard for the next workout. I will have to beat these no matter what. From there, we go straight home and get stuck into business, smashing down a single mackerel fish and then getting straight into our Valorant angle hold scenario. One thing I feel like is that my angle holding has gotten a little bit worse over time, and I want this to be amazing. I want 90% accuracy. I want to be known for just headshotting and holding every angle perfectly. If deathmatch is comparable to bench pressing in the fact that it's a compound movement focusing on many different things, a scenario like this is comparable to using a machine to train your rear delts. It just perfectly targets that one isolated area and maximizes the output so that you can increase the skill as fast as possible. After doing 20 minutes of angle holds, 10 minutes on each side, I swapped to 10 minutes of reactivity training, practicing my speed and ability to quickly flick to a target without having the information prior. From there, I continue my little training session by hopping into deathmatch and once again practicing those exact same concepts, holding angles and reacting faster and thinking a bit less. I ended up playing 2 deathmatches, but of course, I'm not going to count this as my mechanical warm-up, I'm just going to count it as a separate training session. Right after that, I decided, you know what? It's probably a good time to play some Valorant, and I do end up getting stuck into my mental, physical, and what am I saying? Hang on. Mental, physical, and mechanical warm-up. Sorry. Honestly, I probably should have a financial warm-up. I need to get that money sorted. Now, as frequent viewers of the channel would know, we've got a savings account called the Zasko Fund. As of right now, we've got $650 saved up, and that is a mix of Ko-Fi supporters, ad revenue, and my own contributions. In future, there'll be sponsorships and other things that we can put towards it. However, for now, it's predominantly supported by the Ko-Fi supporters. That's why the twist is that they get to vote on what the money is spent on. The previous purchase made was the Whoop Band, and it has been an absolute godsend, pushing our gym and sleep to a whole new level. And that was an idea presented by one of the Ko-Fi supporters that everyone thought was good. If you do want to heavily impact the trajectory of our journey, there's a link down below where you can become a Ko-Fi supporter and just be a part of a like-minded community. Anyways, straight into our competitive game now. We're back on bind, starting off on defense and playing our fast rotate position. Now, of course, I'm not going to heal overnight, so my sickness is still running its course and definitely impacting my performance. So I feel like I didn't have all the impact in the world, and this game was a lot closer than it needed to be. We actually end up getting the scores all the way to 11 to 12 in the enemy's favor, bringing it back into overtime, and then winning the game from there. This match history is insane, guys. Like, what can I say? What can I say? But we are 1 game off, by the way, rank up game. Okay, food's done. We got 2 more games in us. Let's go. Now, the fact that we're on a 5-game win streak is pretty sick considering we're not playing at 100%. I definitely am applying a lot of the lessons learned from our coaching session, and if that impact alone is actually what's carrying our games and we're winning rounds because of it, that's pretty sick. Now, of course, because Lotus is the map where we were coached on and we were told to check our minimap more, this is the map that triggers me to check it the most, especially A site, This means that my awareness on this map is 100 times higher than any other map that we play on, and this is something we're going to have to copy and paste onto the rest we play.
Okay, there's a guy here.
With a beautiful performance on both attack and defense, we walk away as the match MVP of this game and take away the win. The final game. Let's make it happen, eh? Queuing into our 3rd and final game of the day, Icebox, we're faced with our rank up game. In my first coaching session with Master Dopai, he explained the power of the power positions, and honestly, I hope this is a representation of that. To hit Ascendant 3 so early in the week allows for us to push even harder and potentially double rank up for the first time on the channel. With this in mind, I was pushing as hard as physically possible. I wanted this win.
Nice.
And I don't get it. Unlucky. Now, as every single Andrew Huberman fan has probably heard 100 times, Yoga Nidra or NSDR is the absolute meta for improving learning speed, increasing dopamine, and that's exactly what I get stuck into. I always feel so chill after doing that. Now we're going to take that clear mind and abuse it for aim training games. With speed, precision, and not over flicking in mind, we get stuck into our Kovacs aim training session, starting off with 15 minutes of Kovacs aim training, followed by 30 minutes of bed. I can't stick to this half an hour limit. I'm just I'm a fiend for the mechanics. I need to work on this. Look at me. This is mechanical addiction, okay? I'm not even enjoying myself. I'm dying of sickness and I don't even want to be aim training right now, but I just keep going. Nah, it's okay. I finally break through and I sit in the sun chair. The sun chair, believe it or not, is a chair that sits in front of the sun. After that, I go to have a buttery burger, but I don't have any butter, so I end up having to postpone that for now. But I get myself straight to the shops to obviously go and get more, but also stop by the hardware store. If you're familiar with the channel, you may know that a trip to the hardware store is never a good thing, and it's usually just one of my neurodivergent impulsive activities. And well, today's project, I decided that I wanted to strap my PC to my desk so that it would float. The reason being is because I felt like there was too much noise going on my desk and it was taking away from my focus. After realizing I didn't buy enough strap and that I had to go back to the hardware store, I come home and continue my venture. You might be wondering why I don't just put my PC on the floor, and in response to that, my question to you is, do you hate your PC? Now, but you see, the problem with the neurodivergent impulses is that no matter what, I could probably list off 100 reasons as to why this is completely justifiable, and it's just, yeah, it's unstoppable. Now, it does continue. I end up making a little bracket to hang my headphones on so that they're not just dangling everywhere, which is super cool. And then, of course, we get stuck into a little bit of cleaning, give the peripherals a sweep, and just get rid of all the sawdust that I've got everywhere. Honestly, I actually did get that peaceful feeling, and the setup was looking 100 times cleaner, so this was actually good. This was a W impulse. I spend the rest of my night just having a chat to everyone in the comments. It always fills me with motivation and ideas, and I do appreciate it very much. From there, we switched to candlelight, and I decided to continue my organization by just pulling out my entire wardrobe and just refolding it as it was getting a bit messy. 5 AM comes around super quick, and I'd actually prepared some clothes the night before for me to chuck on so I can go straight to the gym. This gym session was something special and will probably change the trajectory of our gym grind forever. I wanted this workout to be 5 compound movements, a full body workout. However, the difference being is I wanted to bring our intensity to that proper level that we've been discovering recently, especially with Whoop. Whoop really holds us accountable to that. Not only do I want to absolutely go to the death and max out my intensity and beat my PRs, but I'm also going to take my time with the workout, not rush it, and really embrace that 2-minute rest period. Something that I either skip or try and cheat a bit by doing myo reps. Like, I just want to embrace it. 2-minute rest to the death, 2-minute rest to the death. That's what I want. After doing 3 sets of squats, we move on to deadlifts, starting off with 10 kilos on top of the bar. I hit 12 reps and decided, hey, that was probably way too easy, and we go straight to 35 kilos. Once again, hitting that 12 repetition threshold and deciding to up the weight to 40 kilos. With 10 kilos on each side, we are at the Ascendant Elo lift, okay? Green rank. And this is where we hit our limit. However, I don't go out easy. I push as hard as I can. My mental was just in this state of like destruction. I don't know. I was enjoying the chaos. Next exercise was our bent over rows, targeting our back and arms, and just a massive compound movement once again. I absolutely pushed myself till failure, and I feel like I went really, really hard. But still, I keep my mind cool, calm, collected, and stay focused on the grind. After totaling 3 sets of bent over rows, we move on to bench press. In order to make sure that we're progressively overloading, I start at the weight that I finished at last week, meaning that my overall weight lifted will be higher. Well, of course, provided that I actually get the reps in and I push myself to that 12 repetition threshold. And to say we did good would be an understatement. We smashed it. We did really, really good. Very happy. So our final exercise is our overhead press. Now we do have work today, so I packed my uniform, which I get changed into at the gym. From there, I drive, make my way to work, and then before work starts, I eat some fish in the sun. A bit of a post-workout meal and some morning sunlight.
Hey, a morning to be proud of. A morning to 100% be proud of. I feel good. I'm pretty sore. The pump was insane. I was like getting changed. I like check myself out in the mirror. You guys never see me with a pump, so I always like show when I'm just first thing in the morning, no food, no water, that sort of thing. But when you see yourself with a pump, it's like a glimpse into what you could look like in the future every day. Just got me so G'd up. I'm so G'd up. I'm still not feeling 100%, but Let's just brute force it. I don't even care. Like, nothing can stop us, man. Nothing can stop us.
Anyways, of course, we arrive home after work and bring out the mince, smash out a quick barbecue, and then I just get straight into my warm-up for the day. Starting off my morning with a massive gym session, more than I normally do, is definitely having a lasting impact. The euphoria that I feel, the focus that I feel, and just that high testosterone, I just want to destroy. Like, I don't know how to explain it in any other way. I am so hungry for Ascendant 3. I want it so badly. I feel so good right now. But I'm just in this headspace of I just want to kill. Like, I don't know how to explain it any other way. It's like me during the deadlifts in that flow state. That's the way I feel now. Just the equivalent. I just want to destroy. That's it. Now, as much as getting past those mental barriers at the gym and pushing as hard as I did, as much as that's a good thing, it does come with its drawbacks in the fact that I should really be recovering from my sickness. I was feeling decent this morning, however, after that workout, I feel like I really provoked it a bit more, and it's tricky when you want to push yourself and grow, but at the same time, you're kind of sick and need to recover. Like, I don't know. That's just why I don't like being sick. And to be fair, probably why no one likes being sick. But anyways, we're still playing our 3 comp games for the day, as that's what we're committed to. Starting off on Sunset Defense, it's ought to be a good game. I pretty much just play Link and mid the entire game, just playing that fast rotate position as per usual, and being on every single site defense once again has its impact. Put you on a second one push. Swapping over to the attack side, our team took it a bit slower, but it still was nonetheless effective, and our angle holding was definitely coming into play.
I'm just rotating A, but it's both B.
Overall, it was a pretty clean game, and we walk away with a match MVP win. Alright, we're officially on rank up. Now, our third game was on Ascent, and this map I decided to play ultra fast retake, like knife out in spawn, go straight to the site. However, I think that pace got to my head a bit, and you can see I'm literally running into a smoke when we've got Spike trying to go for an ace, so
I think we just need more patience.
I don't know, someone's got to slow me down, man. It's got to be me. Regardless, combining the fast rotate playstyle with our improved angle holding mechanics, and just mechanics in general, like this was proving to be an indomitable force. Ironically, when we're on attack, we actually don't overheat nearly as much, and I think it's just because our plan is so much more defined, and now coaching sessions with Master Dopai, he really went over the ins and outs of not overheating and playing in the arena. Here I'm just playing in the power positions and fragging out within those means, and obviously it works very well, very impactful. Just group B, everyone group B. Now this theme ends up continuing for the entire game, and what can I say? A 29 kill match MVP win for our Ascendant 3 rank up. It just couldn't be any more perfect. Now, of course, 3 games, we've got 1 more game in us still, so we queue back in and we're put back on Ascent. This game leveraging the operator a little bit more because, I don't know, it's just something I felt like doing. Honestly, but I think the one thing that made this game special was just having a really cool team, and everyone was having a good time.
Ooh, wow.
Nice shot.
Go, you need to say anything.
That was a nice shot, Killjoy. It was a nice shot.
That's not me. No.
But after our 3rd consecutive match MVP win, it's time to get off the PC and actually touch some grass.
Road trip.
I go for a drive into Melbourne to go and visit my partner. However, I do stop by Bunnings and make a very good purchase, which is actually a smart plug. This thing tracks the amount of electricity something will use, and I'm going to use it for the heater and hold myself accountable to that, make sure I'm not using too much electricity, and I'll pay for that accordingly. Anyways, a couple hours with my partner and it's time to head off home. I stop by the shops to get some thickened cream that I drink on my way home, and there we go. Diet done for the day, macros accomplished. Now the drive to and from my partner's house totals about an hour and 45 minutes all up, and let's just say it was extremely meditative because last week my mum set a screen time password on my phone and blocked any stimulating or entertaining apps. Once getting home, I continue the low stimulation with the Book of 5 Rings. the ultimate book, the best book. But this morning I ended up giving myself an extra hour of sleep because I was definitely not recovered. I was feeling way too sick and way too fatigued. I make sure to still set my circadian rhythm with the blue light and then make my way to work with some mackerel fish and the Book of 5 Rings in hand. On my break, enjoying both while I get some vitamin D from the sun. Needless to say, as soon as I get home, it's straight to cooking up my first meal. It's just time for grind now. That's all there is to do, I guess. And with that, I get straight into our mental, physical, and mechanical warm-up as we're getting straight into our Valorant grind. During our ramp warm-up, we actually got a brand new target switching score, and I can definitely credit it to the fact that I was keeping a much more calm mind throughout the day. This is very intentional because how you do anything is how you do everything, and my plan is to go into my games with as calm of a focus as possible. By maintaining a steady and calm level of focus, as well as a steady and calm mind, I'm allowing my body to do what it knows how to do, and that's to aim and kill people. By staying present in the moment, I'm taking thinking out of the equation. When something appears on my screen, my body reacts, and that's that. If I'm not present in the moment, something will appear on my screen, there'll be some kind of cognition, and then my body will move accordingly, and it's just never as fast. Sashi said, always maintain a constant level of focus. Never wrinkle the forehead, so you're not squinting to do it. You're just like calm, maintain calm focus. Now, one thing I will preface is this is not easy, and it's not something you just simply do. It's something you practice doing over a very long period of time. I think he's in the smoke. Have you got flash? If you flash out the smoke, I'll updraft. The practice that you put in trying to achieve this flow state can easily be counteracted by simply getting stuck into your head binge watching some YouTube videos. I'll say it a million times, I don't even care. How you do anything is how you do everything. And the reason why I was so much more present in this game, like I said, was because throughout the day, I approached every part of my day, including my shift and the different parts of work, all with the mindset that I want to apply while I play Valorant. Because of the hyper-present state that I was in, my awareness was through the roof. Nice. Okay, not only did I see the Reyna eye there and know that there was Reyna waterfall, but I was looking at the minimap. Dude, my awareness was up that round. My awareness was so high that round. Not only was the awareness high, but the reactions were lightning fast. However, at the end of the day, you win some and you lose some. And today, we unfortunately lose. Queuing into our next game, I vow to never let that happen again. What am I saying? I'm never going to lose again? I'm never going to lose again, alright? From this point onwards. Now with our second map being Bind, starting on the attack side, we've got a very, very clear plan.
One U-hole. I saw him, Ivan. One short.
He's still in there.
Oh my fuck. If you have a dart for back yellow, I can dash onto yellow. Now this game, our third and final game for the day, was an emotional roller coaster. You see, the shots were absolutely flowing and the headshots were coming in. But the thing is, I had to mute one of the teammates because he was absolutely flaming everyone.
Good shit, one more. I'll tank a B. If they're playing, let me know.
Despite being down 8-11, we brought the scores back to 11-12 and we were fighting for overtime. The dream starts with an unlikely kill on Reyna. The bomb is down and the time is ticking. I'm able to swiftly react to the Omen peeking, end his life, and then swing to the right to fight the chamber and do the exact same. The enemy Sova brings it down to a 2 versus 1. My teammate defusing the bomb, I just have to protect him. And that was 3 games for the day, so time to get some editing done.
Cheers.
After another perfect sleep, 5 AM rolls around very quickly. However, I was actually still feeling super tired and just a bit out of it from the sickness, and I decided, you know what, let's just keep focusing on recovery. The easiest way to do that is some editing under the blue light, so I get another hour's worth done. On my way to work, I stock up on a bunch of mackerel fish, and I eat one of them on my break. The weather did suck, but I still got outside. It turns out the butchers are closed on Sundays, so I had to go with Woolies mince, which is not ideal. But I only worked until 10 AM today, so with the extra time, I decided to do some meditation before we get stuck into our Valorant grind. I'm super motivated to master this Zen approach to life and try and really conquer the mind, so I was really excited to do this. From there, of course, it's our mental warm-up, our physical warm-up, and then our mechanical warm-up. Now, while I was doing all of these, I was super focused on just being zen, calm, cool, collected flow state, man. As I get better at taking my mind out of the equation when it comes to acting on things, these skills that I've acquired in my subconscious are just so much more effective. There's a dramatic scale up. Now, once we were completely primed and absolutely ready to destroy, it's just about carrying that into our competitive games, first of which was Haven. Now, besides super quick and snappy decisions, for example dashing on the Sova because he's blind, our angle holds were actually really good, and they're progressing more and more. I think now that I'm actively thinking about them and trying to hold angles better, it's just happening naturally. See you guys. The game ended up going all the way to overtime and I was excited to play it out. However, 3 people voted for a draw, so that's what we get. And unfortunately, that's like 40 minutes of my life I'll never get back. For our second game, we're put onto the bind, and I do end up recording this entire game, so it will be VOD reviewed with Dopai next week. So I'm praying that we make him proud. Raina, bro, if you hold showers, I'm gonna play short, and then I'll just pick up Phoenix.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah, coming. Now this game I think I did put all the puzzle pieces together. I was actively trying to play with the team the entire game. On defense I was playing fast rotate, and on offense I was playing around the arena. I felt super aware of my surroundings and I tried to check my minimap as much as possible. And overall the practice that we put into our mechanics is definitely paying off. Especially since I was able to keep a really cool, calm, collected brain throughout the entire game. It just allows the aim to flow, the movement to evade, and their crosshair placement and peeking technique to just simply be correct. And when you've got all the pieces of the puzzles connected, it's just inevitable to get a match MVP win. Now queuing into our third and final game of the day and week as well. This is the last game. Absolutely everything is on the line. Just kidding. I feel like I haven't been dramatic yet. Now look, this game we definitely had our rounds, alright? We had a few nice rounds, but I feel like we overall didn't have an amazing amount of impact. I felt like I hit a bit of a mental limit for some reason, like what I was capable of that day mentally, so I was just making stupid mistakes like pop and dash when I didn't mean to and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not an amazing game worth analyzing. But don't worry, we end the week on a win, solidifying the week as another great week. But I will say, I didn't end up recording any more footage that day as I wanted to get stuck into my editing straight away. It's 3 o'clock now on Monday and I've gotten the entire voiceover done and I'm pretty happy with that. I've got my partner coming over, bought her some flowers. She's gonna be happy. And Avo, flowers and Avo if you guys want advice. From a Valorant side of things, Ascendant 3, 39.2% headshot, 73.33% win rate, and 1308 on the Aim Labs benchmarks. Like we're inching closer and closer towards Immortal Complete. There's only a few, the tracking ones. This will look good, and then we're on to the hard ones. All right, then we're on to the hard ones. All right, green, 54 kilos. We haven't gone down by much. However, an increase would have been nice. We didn't earn it though. We didn't earn it. We didn't go to the gym that much. We were sick this week and it was a bit of a challenging one there. However, we still were able to maintain our measurements decently. Carbs, I don't know why. Meditation, 15 minutes was our peak this week, which could have been a lot better, especially considering we want to go for that Zen flow state while we're playing and really try and master the mind. We need to be pushing for those high numbers, and considering how difficult it is, it will increase our willpower and it is important to do for sure. But another 300 subscribers, man, I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. This is sick. You see the total net worth? I changed that to savings and it's gone down 350, but that's just because I moved money from the investment into the Zasko fund because that's a much cooler investment and it actually makes me money. The ETFs that I invested in over the last like 3 months have netted me like $5 and the channel like $150. So it's just a smarter decision. Let's spend it on a gaming chair. I did get paid to work 21 hours and 15 minutes. However, I took 3 hours off to work. So technically I worked 17 hours, but I get paid for 21. So I'll put that in. We played 3 games per day, totaling to 15 games, which is pretty good. We weren't consistent with our aim training though. We definitely missed a couple days. This might have actually been 60 minutes, I think, but I can't remember. The idea is that we need it to be consistent, but not excessive. So no more than half an hour per day. I pushed it too hard this week. I was going 45-minute sessions, diminishing returns. I was just chasing scores, trying to get my, rank up, and not the way to go. We want actual progression. We want to learn, and it should be half an hour of dedicated learning, nothing else. Now, according to my statistics, only 17% of you are left. So to the guys that have hung around, may this be a great week for you all, and I'll see you all next week, I'm sure.